think if were alive today, he'd probably appear on Theo Von's podcast. And Theo would be like, see, y'all did a lot of right? I mean, all the were all right? That shit'll make you crazy, dog.
I think you'd be surprised.
He had JD Vance on a couple months ago, and he didn't ask him about the Epstein list. But then afterwards, he tweeted basically, why did JD Vance change his opinion on the Epstein list? And again, it's like, why didn't you ask him? It's so funny. He's friends with these people and hangs out with them. But then afterwards, he acts like he has nothing to do with them and they don't even know each other. I mean, also, he tweeted at JD Vance and Donald Trump and said, can we get some aid to Gaza now? Children are starving to death. We are America. This isn't about politics. It's about humanity. And then this other comedian, Gianmarco Ceresi, I think is how you say his name. He's like, why don't you ask them when they're on your show? You know, again, it's like, dude, you're friends with these people. You hang out with them. You have them on your podcast. And then afterwards, you're like, what's going on, guys? We need to do something about all these issues. So, of course, we're seeing more and more comedians make fun of him now because the guy's just a complete goofball, which he always has been. But now he's trying to be like a serious goofball, and it's just not working well. Like, also, Dan Soder has been making fun of him recently, too. And I'm sure people saw Marc Maron had a bit about him during his special. And I honestly thought more people would be defending Theo and calling Marc just bitter and jealous, which there are a lot of people still saying Marc is bitter, but they also admit that it was a funny bit, and I don't see many people defending Theo.
I think if were alive today, he'd probably appear on Theo Von's podcast. And Theo would be like, see, y'all did a lot of right? I mean, all the were all on meth, right, Hitler? That shit'll make you crazy, dog.
Well, he did do that to Trump. You know, he's like, you ever done drugs?
And you don't drink or smoke, right?
I don't drink or smoke.
You never have?
No, I never have.
Right, he did that, yeah.
I had a great brother who taught me a lesson. Don't drink. And he said, don't smoke. He smoked and he drank. And he was handsome, very handsome guy.
I mean, that's just what Theo does, but yeah, like, it's true, though. Like, he doesn't push back. I mean, you can create all the conspiracies you want. You could say, like, well, maybe he's an agent for them. Who knows, man? Like, maybe he's sold out. Or he's just a complete dummy. You know, let me know about that. What do you think?
I did some meth once. I was up for 3 days, and then I ate a live bird. No shit, Hitler, a live bird, bro. Hey, Hitler, you probably didn't even hate the Jews. That was just the meth making you crazy, dog. Hey, Hitler. Do you want to apologize to all the Jews right now on my show? No? I get it.
So between that and Bill Burr trashing, not him directly, but obviously he's someone Bill's referring to, Theo is probably going through it. I mean, he's not very good at handling criticism or people making fun of him, and he's very emotional too. And he was already getting shit from comedians, but now that it's coming from two really well-respected comedy veterans, you know, it's got to be tough. And I don't know how he feels about Marc Maron, but he still loves Bill Burr. You know, that's one of his favorite comedians. But unfortunately, his fans hate Bill. Like, earlier this year, Theo tried to put out a tweet praising him, and I think he just got so much backlash, he ended up deleting it. And it was pretty surprising that he retweeted this. Like, this was shocking. But I think, again, this is him trying to play both sides and try to act like he's not really in the same group as Rogan. So the tweet said, Bill Burr's an absolute legend for this. Roasting conspiracy theorists like Joe Rogan who want to blame the LA wildfires on homeless people. You can see how uncomfortable Jimmy Kimmel became as soon as he said free Luigi. And Theo retweeted that and said, Bill Burr, ladies and gentlemen, the best. So it's
okay. So here's the thing about this tweet. I know the Serves. I watched the Serves. Currently the Serve sucks. He's a very biased dude. Also, Theo, you know, if he would, maybe I'm pretty sure that the Sirs would talk some shit about Theo from time to time. I mean, I'm pretty sure he talked about, you know, the whole gossip thing and how he, you know, had him on. And I mean, he had, you know, the Trump on and he had all these other people on, and I'm pretty sure the Sirs shit on him too.
I saw this and I didn't know this. This was news to me. Someone sent it to me. Apparently Theo Von
was neighbors with David Duke. And hey, that in and of itself is not bad, because you can't always pick who your neighbors are, all right? So I'm not saying that in itself is something wrong, but I want to learn.
I used to lift weights with David Duke. I told you guys that, right?
No.
Yeah, David Duke and I.
Was he a nice guy when he wasn't
I'll
doing
say
his
this.
thing? I'll say this. That's interesting.
We shared a back fence, and he would help me lift weights sometimes. And then sometimes I'd buzz over there to the gym with him, dude, right over to the gym with him.
He's spotting you. David Dukes is spotting you on.
Okay, that's worse. That's pretty bad. Like, I know Theo Vaughn is kind of just like the American everyman, you know? It's just like, you got to understand this is how a lot of Americans are and how they think, kind of stuff. But like, I think at a certain point, if you were interacting with David Duke, it would come up, you know?
And yeah, like the reason why people are not liking it is because of the serfs. And also, yes, Bill Burr too, because, you know, the thing about conservatives is that they can dish it, but they can't take it. Bill Burr is completely different. He don't give a fuck or give an F. And Theo, I think he thinks that he's transparent or some shit. But clearly, the reason why he got a lot of shit from it is because it's coming from the serfs, and he is shitting on also Rogan, which a lot of people like, and like vice versa, or in connection with the Rogan sphere. That's why people were not liking it. And also, yeah, Bill Burr has shit on a lot of conservatives, and before that, yeah, they did like him because he was shit on liberals, but now it's their turn. They don't like him anymore, right? And you can see it, and I think that's the reason why he deleted this shit. I think that's also, in my perspective. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that one.
Hilarious that Theo's praising Bill for trashing people like Rogan, but I don't know what Theo had to say about the wildfires, but I'm sure Bill puts Theo in the same category as Rogan, obviously.
There's an ugliness that's out there right now where, there's certain podcasts out there that if you're a racist, if you're an anti-Semite, if you're a psycho-nationalist and you want a softball interview, there's podcasts out there where you can, and they will laugh at your fucking bad jokes and just give you this pass.
So I'd imagine Theo's
they're sold out. Like, we already saw that with the Nelk Bros or the Nelk Boys with Netanyahu there. Just really didn't, they didn't push nothing. And after that, they got a lot of shit from it because they're like, guys, are you really that dumb? Like, this to their fans, to their audience, they're like, oh my God, you're really sold out. You guys are bought and paid. And it didn't help out that they were putting ads on it, right? And they're profiting off of it, profiting off of the man that is doing terrible things, right? And is wanted. He's a wanted criminal. Let's be honest. They shouldn't have anybody political. Like, do funny shit, talk about, bring in influencers and talk about dumb stuff or whatever. Don't bring in these controversial characters into your podcast, and then afterwards you're like, oh my God, I didn't know this was gonna happen like that. I didn't know you guys were like that.
Probably one of the main people Bill's referring to there, but I don't know if he has the self-awareness to realize it. Let me know what you guys think, though. And if you want to hear about the first time Bill went on Theo's podcast, it was like one of the cringiest things ever. I talked about that over on Patreon. I also talked about Tim Dillon exposing...
Yeah, let me talk about that real quick, because Theo Vaughn and Ethan Klein suffered the same fate when basically Bill Burr didn't play along and was like very deadpan, and Theo and Ethan took it as like, oh my God, like this guy's an asshole and he's shutting us down, and he kind of broke our emotions, like meeting, he met his hero too, like how, like Two Lights to Try said, like that he's one of his favorites, and he meets his favorite and it doesn't go well. Like, how they say, like, never meet your heroes, they're gonna hurt you. And that was it was basically that for Theo and Ethan Klein. And they shared that moment of, oh yeah, man, that it was terrible. It was terrible, man. Like, I thought it would be a nice interview, and then it didn't go well because, Bill Burr, he's like, I don't want to talk about that. All right, don't push it, okay? And they take it as like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, and like, and they feel like shit. I don't know why. I mean, as they say, comedians are sensitive. Maybe that's the reason why.
Bill Burr destroyed Ethan Klein. Bill Burr is incredibly well known for going off on people who interview him when they ask him stupid questions. Bill says that it's him just busting people's balls and that there's no malice behind it, but some people who aren't used to this will sometimes not take it very well. Ethan Klein from H3H3 Productions is certainly in the Hall of Fame of uncomfortable interviews with Bill Burr. From asking personal questions to flat out stupid questions, it seems like Ethan was just not ready for Billy Redhead's barrage of ribbing.
It seems like you're in love with your daughter, hearing you talk about her on the podcast.
Jesus Christ. Well, you're pretty perceptive. It's like you care about your own child.
He even admitted that this podcast episode sent him into therapy and talked to Theo Vaughn about the backlash he received from his own audience. Bill Burr interviews are iconic and highly viewed videos online.